What if I told you that there's a goddess in the color of blood who manifests as a Shakti of a fierce form of Mahadeva? She is the ultimate protective boundary of the cosmos. But she doesn't always manifest as a roaring storm. Deep within the esoteric traditions of the Shakta Sampradaya, there exists a powerful realization. The highest form of protection does not require a display of aggression. Sometimes it hides an absolute innocence. Namaskaram and welcome to Chaturya. I'm K. Kumar, author and screenwriter, and today we are going to talk about the secret of the Bala Bhava, the childlike manifestation of the divine Devi known as Batuka Bhairavi. This episode is divided into simple chapters, so if you want to jump straight to a particular part of the story, the timestamps are right there on your screen. So feel free to skip ahead. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We are all aware of Shiva, and all of us have heard of Bhairava. And there are many seekers who are also familiar with Batuka Bhairava, the 5-year-old child ascetic form of Mahadeva's Bhairava form. But there is a highly specialized, lesser-known dimension of the same cosmic frequency that is rarely spoken about in mainstream discourse. Behind the youthful protector stands this inseparable internal spark of energy. Her name is Devi Batuka Bhairavi. The Purnima Tithi of Jyeshtha month brings forward a rare cosmic window to approach this particular deity. And there are no massive stone temples dedicated to her name. Her narratives are hidden away in rare, closely guarded texts. And yet, she represents one of the most potent protective shields a practitioner can encounter. According to a story, there was a time when the universe faced an asura called Aapata that no celestial force could defeat through ordinary warfare or strength. And this crisis demanded a completely different frequency of power, an energy that is unburdened by the complexities of the human ego. Now, Aapata also means danger, and Mahadeva, Shiva, assumed the form of a 5-year-old child, dismantling the dark forces simply through his pure, unblinking gaze. And he became known as Aapatudharaka, the swift savior from calamity. The child was Batuka Bhairava. But what powered this child's manifestation? In a traditional understanding of the cosmic principles, form cannot exist without force. Matter cannot move without energy. The Tantric beliefs tell us that the true kinetic force behind Batuka Bhairava is none other than Devi Batuka Bhairavi. She is a subtle internal spiritual force that triggers the protection. Within the Shakta Sampradaya, she is counted among the Dwadasha Siddhividyas, the 12 goddesses whose realization grants both spiritual liberation and freedom from earthly limitation. If Bhairava is the arrow that strikes down fear, Bhairavi is the bow itself, the force without which the arrow could never fly. She is the intuitive, protective impulse of the Divine Mother. And just as a mother bird displays sudden, incredible ferocity to defend her nest from predators, Devi Batuka Bhairavi represents that exact instantaneous defensive boundary. She is the protective field that surrounds the seeker's consciousness the moment they step into the terrains of serious spiritual practice. She is the protective field that surrounds the seeker's consciousness the moment they step into the terrains of serious spiritual practice. Batuka Bhairavi is the complete Shakti, that is the divine energy of Batuka Bhairava. She is described as the Rakta Varna, the one of crimson, blood-red color, holding a trident, a trishula, and a damru in her 4 hands. Sacred scriptures say that when unrighteousness, overwhelming fear, and spiritual ignorance threaten to consume the universe, the Devi emerged directly from Bhairava's divine will to annihilate every evil and sinful force. Her name itself carries a layered meaning. Bhairavi, the one who completely destroys fear. Bhaya. Batuka, the eternally youthful, unstoppable cosmic power. Together, she is the ultimate protector of youthful energy. But because her energy is so raw and powerful, the texts are clear on one strict rule. Her worship is deeply esoteric, and it should never be undertaken without the direct guidance of an experienced guru. The word Bhairavi is often misunderstood as something fierce and dark, but the true essence of Batuka Bhairavi remains hidden from ordinary householders precisely because it is not what people expect. Traditional teachings place her manifestation primarily within the Sattvic dimension of reality. She does not demand complex, extreme austerities. She responds instead to the frequency of absolute clarity, purity, and childlike devotion. Look closely at her traditional iconography. Like her counterpart Bhairava, she is often associated with a dark, vigilant dog. In our cultural tradition, the dog is never a mere companion. It is a symbol of dharma, representing absolute loyalty, cosmic righteousness, and unfailing sensory awareness. The dog guards the directions. It senses danger long before it manifests in the physical realm. When a seeker connects with the energy of the Devi, that is Devi Batuka Bhairavi, they are, in effect, establishing a spiritual perimeter. Her presence works at the very threshold of her consciousness, filtering out negative influence, stabilizing the chaotic patterns of the mind, and granting the seeker a rare state of mental quietude. She is the guardian of the practitioner's inner peace. What makes Devi Batuka Bhairavi truly extraordinary is her origin. Scriptures tell us that she was not born out of a womb, nor did she manifest through any secondary line of creation. Now, this is something that reminds me of our own Daivas and Dayam deities in the south, about whom I've written in my book DAIVA, because these spirits and forces that arise spontaneously outside any conventional lineage called into being by necessity rather than birth. And Batuka Bhairavi belongs to that same rare category of the divine. It is believed that she arose spontaneously, directly from divine will, as pure, unadulterated Shakti, manifesting precisely because no existing assembly of deities could stand against the forces threatening to consume the universe. Ultimately, the tradition of Devi Batuka Bhairavi forces us to confront a radical spiritual reality. She remains a hidden deity, a golden secret of the Shaktas. But to those who know her name and understand her essence, she is a constant, quiet presence, holding the trishula of protection, guarding our boundaries, ensuring that no matter how dark the surrounding forest becomes, the inner light of the seeker never flickers out. When you strip away your ego and approach the universe with the innocence of the Bala Bhava, you realize that you are never truly alone. What do you think about this powerful mix of fierce protection and youthful divine energy in our sacred scriptures? If you like this video, then comment Batuka Bhairavi below and share it, and subscribe to this channel for more fascinating content from Indian Puranas and folklore. May the Devi be with you.